Hello there. Well, after a year and a day, it feels, after these things were released, I finally got myself some too. And like everybody else, I also want to use them either in their tank mode or as an APC. Now, as other people have pointed out, it's quite possible to convert this. However, I like to think that the way I did it is just a little bit nicer. So on the off chance that somebody else agrees, I'd like to show you what I did and how I did it so you can do it too. So for those who haven't watched the other videos yet, I'm going to just be very brief here. I mean, other people's videos, not my other videos. There is this pike nose here that the tank has that comes off together with the roof. And then here you have the loading ramp or the storm ramp. And there are these triangular pieces here that are used instead of this bow piece, and you have the ramp. And that ramp is, of course, also blocked by this bumper if you glue that in. So, yeah, there are some challenges. One minor thing is there is a ladder here which hooks over the roof. So there are smaller and bigger problems. One issue that's a little bit annoying is that there is only one gunner, which is used both in the turret and here between the stubbers. Okay, but there are easy fixes, so let's go down the list one by one. Starting from the easiest one, what we have here is a little bit of green resin. There was a model on Thingiverse which is very, very close to what I need for the plastic kit. It's also meant to be a proxy, I think. Anyway, I changed it a little bit, gave it knobs to hold the guns and a hole and an extension to take the magnet, and removed the copula ring, which it had, so that it fits my needs. And there you go. That's very nice when you can do that. And that's that. Now, next problem, of course, is what to do with the bumper. The bumper I attached to the bow of the tank piece with styrene rods. This extruded styrene is available. I used Evergreen, but you get it in basically any store, any decent model building store. And yeah, that allows me to fix the bumper piece, the middle piece, to the tank piece, and that allows me to remove it with it as well. Both if you lift up the tank piece, so if you push it this way, right, that's not a problem. It actually swings kind of out of the way, but I can just push it to the front. That also works. So it looks well with the gaps. I filed it down just a little bit and a little bit to arrive at the space where I need it, and then that's it. It's just little snippets, segments of styrene that are filed with a round file to attach to the bars, and then on the other hand glued with plastic cement on either side, and that's it. So that way you don't need to have the tank without the bumper that it's supposed to have. And because these things, of course, later are going to be red or whatever color you use for the main chassis color, they're not going to jump out like they do now because they're white instead of gray. Another thing is that I didn't like is removing this tiny little ladder and losing that somewhere. So what I did is I used a razor saw, cut off the top of that, the very top of that ladder, so that I can glue it in there, and it's not going to be proud of the interior of the APC. No, it's going to be flush with the top, and that means I can just push this part on top of the tank without taking this out. I haven't glued it in yet because I want to paint it separately, different color and so on and so forth, but you get the idea. Same goes for the gunners here. I'm going to glue those in once I'm done painting the interior, and I'm also going to give them their backpacks then. Now, of course, now I don't have this bumper. I also don't need to do without it, so I can just put the ramp in place. and I put magnets here into the headlights, left and right, and I put magnets into the side pieces here. You can see it there. Those here are 3 by 1 millimeters. The others are 2 by 2 or 2 by 1. Really small. And of course, with the ridge here, with that edge, there's actually fairly good definition of where the piece is supposed to be. But with just one point of attachment, it's always going to wobble. So I glued a tiny piece of plastic down here on either side, and that allows me to catch this little nub at the end of the triangular piece. And with those 2 points defined, these parts stick really well where they're supposed to. So I think you can see now there is no unsightly gap between those pieces here, and that would be the case if you pull on it, but it's nice and strong enough to actually just be in place and look how it's supposed to look. And I like that much better than having these pieces attached to the ramp. It just looks weird when you open it, and of course you could just always leave it closed and then it's okay, but I didn't want that. I'm probably going to go and add a pair of magnets so that I can close the ramp without relying on friction here, because obviously friction and painting doesn't really mesh very well, or without painting scrapes. So there's a tiny bit still to do, but besides that, and I'm happy to have reached that milestone with 6 of those. So that's just my 2 cents. To recap, there's a modified model on Thingiverse. I'm going to put the link below. Just use some styrene to still keep the bumper rather than just leave it off. I capped the ladder to glue that in rather than magnetize it in, and I left those triangle pieces in the places where they're supposed to go rather than attach them to the ramp, so the thing can look with the door down as it's supposed to, which I care about for the display case, rather than just look weird and still require magnets so that the thing doesn't fall over forward. That's it. That's my 2 cents, or 3 cents, or 4 cents, whatever. Have a nice one. Have fun. Bye-bye.